Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you a practical guide to achieving your goals with the law of attraction. And what I'll be doing is showing you how to transform yourself from the inside out to start to know how you can cultivate practical action to get to the end result of who you prefer to be. So for this process, the first thing I'm going to be doing is sharing a technique that I've shared before, but it really is just so powerful. It's a technique that comes from Tony Robbins, and it's called the Dickens process. Now, this process is so powerful for helping us move towards where we want to go and really understanding how motivation works and how we can cultivate the energy to take action in the present moment towards making that happen. So first off, understanding that when we make a decision, we can make it in a split second. Someone could say that quitting smoking and moving towards their goal of becoming more healthy is something that took 3 months to do, but really it took just a 1-second decision to when they made it a must. So it may have taken them 2 months to get to that, make that decision, but making a decision is so powerful and it's something we do in a second. So really, you becoming the kind of person that you prefer to be is something that only takes a second. It's just, it might take you a while to get to understanding to make it a must. Now, to understand the Dickens process, it's about really understanding how we are motivated with our identity and the way we define ourselves. So the idea is that we will always do everything we can to move away from pain, and we will always do what we can to move towards pleasure. Now, what we define to be pleasure and pain will depend upon our identity and the way that we define ourselves. Now, look at your goals and look at the person that you prefer to be, and then also look at who you are being in the present moment right now, and let's do a little exercise. Look at who you are being right now. And what we're going to begin to do is to associate pain with staying the same and with maintaining the same habits that we have right now. Now, let's look at who we are being and let's go 6 months out. Let's see that if we stay the way we are right now, let's write down on a piece of paper all the things that we will regret, all the things that will make us feel pain with remaining the same. So what you can begin to do is realize that from that you will remain maybe not in a relationship because you're not putting yourself out there. You might see that you'll continue to be in a dead-end job or a job that you don't enjoy. You might see that you'll continue to live paycheck to paycheck. And maybe these aren't aspects of you, but I'm just using a general aspect. Maybe there's certain parts of this that you realize can bring you pain down the road. Now, with that, and maybe 8 to 10 examples of those, write 6 months, then write a year out, then 5 years, and then 10 years, and start to see all the things that will be the negative side of remaining the same. So what you do is you begin to look at all those, and you begin to really feel the massive pain that would come from staying the same. And then the next part of this is to start to think of the vision that we can have for who we prefer to be. We can start to see the perfect life for ourselves, whether it's 6 months, a year down the road, 5 years down the road. Start to see the way you'd be acting with other people. Start to see the kind of body language that you have when you carry yourself. Start to see the way that you, what you do for a living, the kind of passion that you have, the morning ritual you have, everything that you do. Start to see yourself in that and start to really feel into that. Start to write down the list of the things that will bring you pleasure with, the things you'll enjoy. Start to associate massive pleasure with any of those characteristics, and then what you can begin to do is understand and begin to focus on these different things to associate massive pain with remaining the same and massive pleasure with moving towards the goals you have of who you prefer to be. Now, this can help you transform yourself towards understanding how to move in the direction of where you want to go and how you must begin to use these motivational mechanisms in order to get you to that place. Now, the next step is to actually identify the outcome of who you want to be, seeing that best version of yourself, and then breaking that down into steps that you can take today, steps that you can take every day towards getting closer to whatever those goals are. Now, another part that I want to present to you is understanding the emotions and the actions that we take. Now, in order to get to the goal quicker, we can first off realize that the goal is not the actual thing that'll make us feel happiness. We can only generate that from within. So what we can begin to do is add and put in those emotions that we would see us experiencing. Instead of the things we would have, look at the emotions that you would feel and start to bring those emotions into everyday life. So if it's freedom to do your passion for a living or to travel when you want to travel, you could begin to feel the security and the freedom of what that would bring you. Money many times equals security, equals freedom. Begin to feel that more every day. Begin to do things every day that cultivates that type of emotion, and that could mean simply that you decide you're going to take you're going to go to the gym a little bit longer, you're going to maybe take a bath, you're going to get a massage, whatever it is, in whatever way you can, start to feel those emotions more often. Now, as you start to do that, what you do is you are changing who you are being in the present moment, and you are amplifying the emotion that you have towards becoming more like that. Now, the other way that we can start to feel more into it is by actually taking action. When we take action, that is a part of the process. And the action is what brings us closer to our goals and what really aligns more opportunities to coming into our life to making that happen. So what you can begin to do is to align the actions you are taking with the emotions that you're feeling, and doing that every single day with and in the direction of the end goal you have, using the kind of motivational mechanism that you've used to associate massive pain with staying the same and with negative habits you don't prefer, and massive pleasure with the kind of person that you will become in order to accomplish that. Now, I want to give one more tip with this, and it's that feeling emotion towards the vision you have, making a practical goal is much more powerful. Now, what I mean by this is if you have a goal, for example, to learn Spanish. Now, the goal of learning Spanish feels so generalized, it's hard to connect to that emotionally. But make it more practical. Maybe your goal at the end of 6 months or a year is to have a 5-minute conversation with someone speaking Spanish. So you see, that practical goal is much more tangible than just some generalized goal. It could be that you want to become a better basketball player. That's a very general goal, but you could make it more practical. I want to play on a game at this certain club, 5-on-5 game on this date. You see, that has a much more pulling feeling of emotion, and what you can begin to do is start to see ways that you can do it. It really starts to change the thinking, and it makes it more practical rather than just something that's in the air, or rather than something that's less relatable to. So remember, all you have to do for this process is begin to associate massive pain with the kind of person that's remaining stagnant, that's not growing. Start to associate massive pleasure with the kind of person that you could become. You can increase the kind of energy of emotion that you're feeling by making them practical, relatable type outcomes, and then also increase the action towards becoming the kind of person that you would be to experience what you want in your life. If you apply this process, you can get amazing results in much less time than it would take normally, because that focus isn't there. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste. Alright, bye.